A while later, the energy is built up again, so I try once more. This time I pour in more than before, and gradually I notice something. The branch I've filled with energy looks different from the others. A tiny pointed bud has appeared at its tip. I know it's no ordinary bud, and as it slowly swells, I finally understand what it is. A flower bud. A flower is going to bloom. I'm stunned. I've been this tree for at least several hundred years and have never once bloomed. I assumed I simply wasn't capable of it. Apparently, I was wrong. My curiosity piqued. I pour every last drop of accumulated prayer energy into the bud. I want to see what kind of flower blooms and whether it will bear fruit. The bud swells little by little. I keep it tucked among the leaves, invisible from below, and since the primitive people never climb on me, I'm not worried about being spotted. A full year passes. My entire focus has been on that one flower. After 12 solid months of nurturing, I can tell it's finally ready to bloom. With a soft gentle sound, the flower opens. It's a pure white blossom, 5 petals fanning out around the pistil, no bigger than an adult's open palm, with a pale green ovary nestled at its very center. It seems to be self-pollinating. The moment it blooms, a rich sweet fragrance spreads in every direction, enveloping the entire settlement below. Everyone comes rushing out, looking around in bewildered confusion, clearly with no idea what's happening. Tiemu comes running out, too. Even as chieftain, he's just as confused, until his gaze lands on the great tree looming above. If anything in the area could give off a scent like this, it has to be the sacred tree that shelters their clan. Tiemu immediately calls out to his people, and the whole clan comes sprinting to the base of the sacred tree, dropping to their knees together and bowing in worship. In an instant, I feel a surge of power rise within me, far greater than anything from any previous ceremony. I suspect this energy is tied to the sincerity of their devotion. The more fervent the worship, the more power I receive. In the minds of these primitive people, this sudden rush of fragrance is the sacred tree making itself known once more. I pour the newly gathered energy straight into the flower, and the scent grows even richer. Down below, the people press to the earth, worshipping with even greater devotion. Suddenly, an old man in the crowd lifts his hands in astonishment. The palms that had been covered in wrinkles are slowly, visibly flushing with color. More than that, he feels his strength returning, his aging body slowly growing younger. When he realizes what's happening, he cries out, "The sacred tree has awakened! The sacred tree has awakened!" Tiemu quickly notices the change, too. He presses his forehead to the ground and shouts, "Everyone, bow before the sacred tree. This fragrance is its blessing upon our clan. It uses its power to grant us undying bodies and mighty strength." At Tiemu's words, the others feel the change in their bodies, too. Every last one of them holds me in even higher reverence than before. Then Tiemu leaps to his feet, raises both hands above his head, and calls out to me, "Great sacred tree, I ask that you become our guardian spirit and give us your name. We will worship and honor you for all generations and carry your name across this land." When he finishes, Tiemu drops back to his knees, and every person in the clan falls silent, not daring to make a sound. I look at these people. By any measure, they would count as my followers now. I think it over. Becoming their guardian spirit benefits me, too. So I make my trunk sway and let out a long rushing rustle. The moment they hear it, Tiemu jerks his head up, eyes blazing with fervor, and roars, "The sacred tree has agreed. From this day forward, the sacred tree is our guardian spirit, and we are the Wood Clan." The people behind him take up the chant, "The Wood Clan. The Wood Clan." I'm a little pleased with myself. After centuries of going unnoticed, I finally built something of a name. I channel some fresh energy into the flower, letting it breathe out more fragrance while I watch the changes taking shape among the people below. Under the influence of my flower scent, their bodies shift in different ways. The elders grow somewhat younger, the young men grow stronger, and the children seem unaffected on the surface. Yet they've been touched, too. When they grow up, they will be stronger, healthier, and sharper than anyone else. I pull back the fragrance before long. I can't have them standing around all day. The work of everyday life still has to go on. When the sun climbs higher, I open the flower again, this time letting the scent drift out only faintly. I'm also waiting to see when the flower will wither and give way to fruit. I'm not worried. This is clearly no ordinary bloom. It doesn't need to follow the rules of nature. It will bear fruit, I'm sure of it. But just then I hear a buzzing sound drifting closer from somewhere in the distance. It sounds like a mosquito on the wing, and it's already grating on my nerves. On instinct, I try to wave it away, then remember I have no arms. Still, the swinging motion happens. A branch swings out, and I feel it connect with something. Surely not an actual mosquito. My bark is supposed to repel insects. Why is this one flying toward me instead of away? I focus my attention on the spot where I made contact.